these are famous people who turned down your offer to be on the program.
Well, like the president did, yeah.
Right.
Okay. But the president did it with enormously amusing. Okay, let's hope these are. Let's see if you guys can write as funny as Paul McGullough can. There we go.
Dear Mr. Imus, I live my life embracing all God's creatures. I love everybody. But in your case, I make an exception. I never experienced hate till I learned of you. I wouldn't dream of even being in the same room with you when I worked with lepers. So no, I won't be on your stupid radio show.
Your resumes
Eat me, Mother Teresa.
Oh, my God. Mother Teresa.
Why are we still doing the Russian?
You're telling me Mama T
okay.
be hating on Iman?
Yeah.
I didn't think you liked me as me. So
Good God, I don't like
Dear
you,
Imus, I would rather jam shards of glass into my own eye
okay.
sockets rather than appear in your program. But I have you in my dead pool, so please do me a favor and make me rich beyond my wildest dreams. Sincerely,
what do you want
Cousin
him to be,
Brucey.
Lou? Yeah. Okay. Your name would be Lou.
Ladies and
I happen to
gentlemen,
be listening to something else this
Imus
My
in the
favorite
morning.
Rob.
No, if it's a sporting
I
event,
think it's
and it's on
Larry
television.
King.
Here we go.
Larry
I'll
King?
watch it, except
You know what I realized? That I hate
Gary
soccer.
Busey.
Oh, come on.
That's
Nice.
soccer
Larry
sucks.
Flynn.
Now, the only thing I
don't
want
like
to know
Larry Flynn?
about
No,
soccer
Michael too. He just
Love Larry.
it's one that
is-
just came
what?
right to the top.
Connell said you. Connell said that?
Connell
No,
said
he
it.
did not.
You said I suck?
What are you talking about, Lou?
Oh, my, we're getting brave.
That wasn't me, Lou. What are you
what do
talking
you
about?
want?
I mean, I'm sorry you can't say this on the radio. I'm
Sounded
mad
like-
the
well, I'm
suckers
sorry.
suck. Probably Bernie.
No, it was Connell.
Tony and
Sounded like
Justin.
Lori.
You son of a bitch.
You're in bad mood there, huh?
Sounded like
Yes,
Lori.
I am.
Yeah, it's a day
Don't
of
even
wine.
drag me
Lori's
into your
in such a...
nonsense.
What are you
For
going to
somebody
be
who
mad
looks
at?
as good as she does,
know.
she's in such a horrible mood all the time.
Oh, and you're never in a horrible mood.
God, can you
Yes.
imagine being married to
Kill the
Lori
championship
Rothman?
rodeo.
Oh, my God.
And you can
He's the
walk.
luckiest man alive.
Well,
Yes, I can.
He's out in the garage
Time for a
now.
little news
Got to
down
start
here
the
with
car.
that.
I'm doing a new pictorial.
Anyway. Pardon me?
I'm doing a new pictorial.
Oh, you are? I hate
Yeah.
it.
Women with
All I
planes.
want to know is the score. And of
Women
course,
with
we know the
planes,
score
okay.
yesterday. The United States
Yes,
sucks and
just
lost.
take mild
But
planes.
they
and
still advance, right, Warner?
That's right.
Photograph
They
women.
finished 3 points
Stop
ahead of
breathing in
Portugal.
the microphone. It's
And
making
then they had the
creepy.
goal
It's
differential
creepy.
against Ghana. So the U.S. finishes 1-1 and 1. And they
Hey,
move on to
Bigfoot,
the
can you
next
get
round.
that? We play Belgium, right? Get me
Yeah, it's
some all
4
that.
o'clock Tuesday.
Sam Moore singing that. Alive or dead, Ross
Whatever that
Perot.
song
Warner?
was.
Yeah,
Ross Perot is alive.
Precious Lord,
Okay.
take my
Well,
hand.
He's alive.
Okay. Have we ever had
Connell?
anybody?
Right here, right here.
Who's been
That's
as good as
I had to
that?
think
Yeah,
about
well,
it a
he is.
second, but I'll say
Ever.
alive.
Yeah, he's
Go back.
84 years old.
For him.
Nobody. And Bruce Johnston. We've had great people here. Oh, the Beach Boys.
He's dead.
Alive.
Oh.
No, he's alive. Vince Gill comes pretty
72.
close.
Billy Joe Schaefer.
Paul McGullow's coming up this morning, alive or dead? Oh, he's
You're
a lot. Well, we like
hater.
Paul even though. Well,
You're
I
a
like Paul.
jerk.
I'll explain
Why am I
why.
a jerk?
Well, because
And
you
then,
hated on Billy
Vinny
Joe
McQuaid's
Schaefer's got a lot to talk about.
He's awful. What do you want?
He's not awful. And then Mike Lupica. We have a lot to talk about with him, about which would
Your
be
mama's
sport,
awful.
which
Well,
would
don't
be
be talking about my
LeBron
mama.
in
You're going
the
down.
draft. Anthony Wiggins
He's
was
not
number one, right?
He's one of the great
Yes, he
songwriters
did.
ever.
No surprise. Went to
Yeah, you should
Cleveland.
write
Jabari
them.
Parker, Fox number 2.
Jabari Parker thought he might
Oh,
go
man,
to,
this ain't
to
right.
Milwaukee, and he is.
This is not right.
But they suck.
Yeah.
You know,
any
should
other
these
songs?
teams,
Yeah.
this will
What
be
do
a
you
topic on Vinny
This
for
is
Quiz.
called the
Teams that
Sounds of
suck
Imus.
Oh, good. Oh,
in
let me
any
hear that.
sport, like
Hello,
the Mets,
darkness, my
or
old
like
friend.
Milwaukee, or
I
any
know
of these
you
other
don't
teams.
feel well again.
Why do they
Your
should not
mood is
be allowed
black
to
because you're
participate? Should they?
seething.
Oh, yeah.
It's probably
because
because of
they,
you're
they
not
need the players more than
breathing.
anybody.
Well,
And
we'll
you bit
discuss
your
this. Come on.
tongue, and so now we
They'll
feel your
always be
pain.
last.
You're insane. But that's
Roy, what
the
are you reporting
sounds
this
of
morning?
The saga at
Imus.
General Motors continues.
He's
A
angry
couple
with
updates there
most
for you.
everyone.
And Bernie, what do you
People
have?
whose nuts
We
they
have
both are
war of
numb.
words between the big
Has no
dog Bill
patience for
Clinton
fat
and Dick Cheney,
bastards.
and
We
also
liked
late
him
night
more when he
reaction
was
to America's loss
plastered,
at the World
snorting
Cup
like a
soccer game.
pig
Okay.
in a pile
Well, right
of
now,
fine
though, it'd probably be time for a little
cocaine.
news.
He's insane.
And
But
with
that's
that,
the
here's Colin McShane,
sound
who's getting pretty brave
of
here.
Imus.
Like a little icky comments to the I-Man, so I don't need that.
No, I apologize.
Anyway, good morning, Connell.
Emotions got the better of me, man. Good morning. President Obama asking Congress to approve $500 million to train and arm the Syrian opposition. So that's in the news this morning.
Money down a rat hole.
Well, he's been reluctant on and on to arm the opposition, but now they're saying with the conflicts in Syria and Iraq becoming intertwined, he's asking for the money, $500 million.
Well, we're going to arm them, and then somewhere down the road, they'll kill us.
There you go.
Won't they?
They're basically on the same side as the ISIS people.
I mean,
This is sick.
It's really, yeah, it is really hard to figure out what's going on over there. Whose side and
Well, not what's going on over there, what's going on here.
right, or whether we should get involved. Well,
To
Bernie,
give them $500 million to so they can get, oh, my God. Please, stop it.
and you'll be happy to know the president also took time out of his day to offer his World Cup analysis yesterday, with the U.S. able to advance to the knockout round. And here's what he said.
Yeah, we were in what's called the group of death. And even though we didn't win today, we were in the toughest grouping. And we got through. And so we still got a chance
Oh, my
to
God.
win
Stop
the World
this.
Cup.
All right. Don't let him talk. Stop it. I'm just letting the teleprompter broke.
Couldn't be prouder of him.
That group of death. That group there.
So he sounds like George Bush.
says.
Group of death.
This is our children learning, or whatever it was, that booked at Begala Road.
Hey, group of death, why don't you get them up? Help clean up.
Oh, man. 10 minutes after the hour, Connell McShane continues during the news. You know,
Yeah.
I got the ratings yesterday for the day before. The Blonde on Blonde segment pulled a huge number.
Huge number.
Huge.
Wow.
And it's not the first time they've done that. So that makes them difficult to deal with, both of them, both Lise and
A couple of divas now.
one I'm married to. Mm-hmm. One I'm married to is a little more reasonable, but Lisa's out of control.
She is. She's
Connell continues.
Well, the Supreme Court in the news for a couple of different reasons. I mean, the White House upset with one of the decisions that was announced yesterday. The court siding with Senate Republicans, saying that a president cannot make temporary recess appointments to top government posts if the Senate isn't actually in recess. Also from the Supreme Court, you have abortion rights activists saying the ruling that struck down a 35-foot protest-free zone outside Massachusetts abortion clinics will compromise the safety of women who are looking for abortions. Liam Lowney's the brother of a Planned Parenthood worker who was killed outside a Brookline, Massachusetts clinic back in 1994.
The system that has been in place has worked, and so we need to come up with another system that allows women that access to affordable health care.
Well, this was a unanimous ruling, though, from the court that there are less intrusive ways to deal with potential confrontations outside of these clinics. And a tough night, man, for the actor Shia LaBeouf. Did you hear about this? All over the papers.
No.
This morning, among other things, he was allegedly slapping the rear ends of random people last night, which, of course, is discouraged. LaBeouf was taken out of a Broadway theater for being disorderly. A spokesman for the show Cabaret says he was disruptive during Act 1, escorted out at intermission.
He just walked up to the bar inside of Cabaret and grabbed a strawberry and fed it to some woman off of her plate and then tipped the bartender and ran out.
That's it. 28-year-old star of
Could
Transformers.
have had a cocktail or two before, maybe.
Seems like it. He was arrested on charges of disorderly conduct and criminal
Telling the cops,
trespassing.
I'll F you up.
And he told the cops, yeah, exactly right.
And
12 minutes after the hour, speaking of people doing funny things, Rob Bartlett and Tony Powell get funny at the Belmore Theater on Long Island. It's about a month from today, July 26th. Well, today's the 27th of June, but for tickets, call the Belmore Theater. I understand that they're going pretty fast, so
Very good.
well, a funny dude. Connell continues.
Well, for all you fans of the View out there appears to be a big shakeup at that show now that Barbara Walters is out. There are reports this morning saying Jenny McCarthy's leaving after just one season. This comes on the heels of Sherry Shepherd announcing yesterday she's out. McCarthy tweeting saying, if Sherry goes, I go too. So just thought we'd break that news to you this morning about The View. And
Good, thank you.
You're welcome.
That's awful news.
You're very
Yeah,
welcome.
it's just can't understand what we're going to do.
Without Jenny McCarthy.
You are reliable. You're the kind of guy who would sit home and watch The View, by the way.
Well, yeah. I'm usually watching
All
Varney
right,
at that
so
hour.
that's enough of this. You get
Yeah,
something to
stop
bore
this
me
with
now
the
with the
news.
news.
Enough of this.
13
Enough.
after the
Sports and
hour,
soccer.
here is Lori Rothman in for Dagan McDowell. Excuse me, Dagan's off a few days. Lori has grudgingly agreed to fill in for Dagan.
They cranked up my medication. I'm in a much better mood today. All
right. Anyway, how are you this morning?
Wonderful.
What are
Thank
you reporting?
All right, so we've got a lot going on with General Motors. First, a federal grand jury has issued subpoenas in connection with the delayed recall of those cars with faulty ignition switches. Then, on Monday, Ken Feinberg, as you know, appointed to award damages to victims' families, will announce who is eligible for compensation. And we're learning more about what prompted GM to recall about 33,000 Chevrolet Cruze sedans for those possibly defective airbags. Reuters reports a Georgia woman filed a lawsuit after an accident that left her blind in one eye. So there you have it. The saga continues.
What do you and Frodo have planned this weekend?
Well, today's the last day of school, so a lot of events and activities, swimming pool, barbecue, that kind of stuff. What do you have planned this weekend? How's camp going?
Oh, no.
That's me out of the doghouse.
Wow.
Thank you, Lori.
You're welcome. Anytime.
She has no idea.
Well, first of all, Lori,
Yes, sir.
it's not a camp.
Words matter.
Camps are stupid.
Well, we don't have time for
This
sports.
is camps are stupid.
Sorry about the brief.
Summer
do
camp
nothing
is
but-
a great experience. You learn all of life's
the-
most important lessons at summer camp.
Good morning, Paul Begala.
Well, I'm talking about essentially these various camps for kids with cancer who primarily feed them food that made them sick in the first place. No, this is a ranch, Lori. It's a working cattle ranch for children with cancer, not a stupid camp.
All the newbies
I
go through this.
object. Camp is not stupid, whether it's at a ranch or arts
Don't
and crafts.
say camp again, you moron.
Actually,
Ranch camp. Can't we compromise?
How about this?
No,
Don't
we
say
can't.
anything.
It's not a camp.
Stop speaking.
Camps are stupid.
I do think it's
And
wonderful.
now we've learned that you're stupid.
I'll be
No,
back in a
just,
few minutes.
it's just
No,
a
I'm
joke,
offended.
Lori.
Little joke.
All right, quarter after the hour. Now, Warner,
Yes.
we have plenty of time for sports.
Oh, good.
So take all the time you want.
You got it.
It's all sponsored by Peerless Boilers, and here
See
with
you at
it,
7 o'clock. Look
That
out.
was a mistake.
That was really a mistake.
here with his version of Sports Center is Warner Wolf. Morning, Warner.
Morning, man. World Cup. The U.S. loses. The Germany won nothing, but they make it into the next round. You know why by now. They finished 3 points ahead of Portugal and the goal differential against Ghana. So the U.S. now plays Belgium 4 o'clock Tuesday. Here was the only goal of the game, 55th minute in, Ian Dark of ESPN Television.
Goes a long way, and there's Howard with the save to deny Mertesacker, and this time Germany to score. It's Thomas Muller. It is 1-0 to Germany.
And that is a textbook clinical finish from Thomas Muller.
And here was Jurgen Klinsmann after the game talking about moving on to the next round.
There's a very clear picture in front of you. You got to win the game.
Oh, okay. And just before the game, Portugal expelled 2 of the players, one for arguing with the coach and the other for physically attacking a Portugal executive. And no surprise, speaking of attacks, the human vampire, Uruguay's Luis Suarez, banned from playing anywhere now for the next 4 months. And on that line, a Norwegian bettor bet $22.50 online at odds of 175 to 1 that Suarez would bite another player. When he did, the bettor took home $3,300.
Wow.
NBA draft last night at the Barclays Center. Cavaliers take Andrew Wiggins. The Bucks take Jabari Parker. And the 76ers take the injured Joel Embiid.
That was a surprise.
Yes, with a broken foot.
No.
He may not even play this year. And then you missed it, perhaps, LeBron James. It's interesting. The players are running the NBA now.
Right.
He told the Heat, don't draft another point guard before Shabazz Napier of UConn. So they did, and here was Napier.
Very excited. I'm going to compete my tail off like I always do, and I always have a chip in my shoulder. That's what makes me the best point guard in this draft.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Question is, will LeBron stay? Golf, first round.
Well, that would be an indication that he planned to, right?
Yes, it would be. Tiger Woods' first return since back
Looks horrible.
Tiger, tied for 83rd.
Yeah.
He bogeyed 7 of the first 12
He
holes.
couldn't beat that 11-year-old girl.
Lucy Lee. That's right.
Yeah.
So he finished with a 3 over par 74, 8 strokes behind the leader.
I'm sick of him. Stop playing golf. Do something else.
Well, here was Tiger.
Yes, I hate him.
Here was Tiger on his 74.
Okay.
The score is not really indicative of how I played. I played better than that.
Oh.
So I played a lot better than the score indicates, which is good.
Oh, I see.
Okay. Well, like Bill Parcells famously said, your record says your record is what you. What did
Yes.
you say?
He said you are what your record is.
Yeah, yes, so.
And in golf, you are
What your score
what
was.
your score is.
Thank you
That's
very
it.
much, Warner.
Yes.
I have no idea what Parcells said, do I?
No, he did say
Like
that.
an
That's
idiot.
right.
You are what you are. That's really
You know what? I'm worn out of sports
Oh,
now.
okay.
18 after the hour. Well, no, let's do some more.
All right.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll end.
No, you don't have to end.
Okay.
We have time.
Wimbledon, Nadal, Federer, Sharapova, Serena all win in straight sets, and John Isner has won this morning.
I can't watch that either. God.
Two late games. The Dodgers beat the Cards 1-0. Josh Beckett wins 7. The loser, Adam Wainwright, all the way, lost 5-hitter. And the Reds beat the Giants 3-1. Mike Leake, 8 innings, struck out 12. And the new coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers is 55-year-old David Blatt. Born in the United States, played at Princeton, but has coached 20 years in Europe, Greece, Turkey, Russia, Israel. And now he met the Cleveland press yesterday with this message.
I am not an offensive or a defensive coach. I'm a basketball coach.
Well,
that's got to really go well.
Cleveland Cavaliers.
19 after the hour here in the Imus Morning program. Let's go back in the green room. Let's see who's there this morning. Morning, guys.
Hey, Imus. Got Larry Flint here today.
Oh, Larry, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Well,
what's so
I'm
funny,
fine.
Fatso?
What?
I'm talking to this kid here who thinks it's really funny.
Okay, Nat, my vote.
How could you tell?
Yeah, he is a gnat.
So what's coming up this morning, Larry?
Well, I want everybody to prepare for the zombie apocalypse.
The zombie apocalypse?
Yeah, we're watching the show on TV, and
okay, well,
the guy on the TV said that there was a zombie apocalypse coming.
Okay.
Morgan Freeman said that you have to prepare for the zombie.
All right, Larry. It's a little hard to follow you, but I guess probably you think it's funny.
Well,
it's 20 minutes after the hour here on the Imus Morning program. What's coming up, Bernie?
Dick Cheney versus Bill Clinton, and Pat Sajak putting his foot in his mouth with a gay contestant last night.
Kid Rock and Hank Williams Jr. Redneck Paradise.
I like moonshine whiskey. I like homemade wine. I don't look for greener grass. Homegrown suits me just fine. Welcome to my shanty. Drop by anytime. I bet you like my redneck paradise. Redneck paradise is a hole in the wall, kind of small, but the people are real nice. And folks in here, they're free and clear to drink beer and dance all night. That's right. And no one's uptight in redneck paradise. Imus in the morning.
Continuing right now on Fox Business, giving you the power to prosper.
The kid that ran onto the field during the All-Star baseball game, if any kids are listening out there, probably shouldn't do it. He faces a slew of charges. He was 18 years old. He was arraigned in court yesterday. He can face up to a year in jail.
He was arranged in court. He was arraigned.
What time is it?
Funny.
Where am I?
Arraigned.
Rotund.
By the way, if you,
Tomorrow he'll be rearranged.
here's a lesson for you boys and girls. Don't drop out of school in the 4th grade. 28 after the hour. Here on the Imus Morning Program, we'll talk with Paul Begala coming up. And then Vinny from Queens, Lou Rafito, Mike Gunzelman, Tony Powell, and Nat Candido. I've reinstated Connell to this.
Oh.
Because I'm not sure why. And Warner, of course, is the senior advisor to Vinny from Queens. So in case we actually need a fact or a reasonable opinion, then we go to Warner. So that's where we are. And then later on this morning, we'll talk with Mike Lupikas. It's on his mind. But before we get to that, it's time for a Bernie briefing. And here is Brian McGurk's son, Bernard, with the briefing. Good morning, Bernie.
Good morning, boss. Good morning, Pop. And let's see. Last night, Conan O'Brien pretty much broke down the soccer as it stands now via the USA team standing. Take a listen to Conan.
Here's the breakdown. The U.S. lost to Germany today, but because FIFA rules dictate that teams get 1 point for a tie, 3 points for a win, and 0 points for a loss, and both the U.S. and Portugal had a score of 4, and because the U.S. team had a higher goal differential, the U.S. still advances. That's the rule. That, ladies and gentlemen, in a nutshell, is why Americans don't follow soccer. Right there. That's why.
Pretty much sums it up, right, boss? It sucks.
Yes, that's right.
All right.
I don't know if that's why we don't follow it, but, man, I mean.
All right, listen to Bill Clinton.
Hey, Lou.
Yes.
Just because this is one of Paul Begala's 5 favorite songs, we can't. I mean, what else does he like? What are his 5 favorite songs?
The Cape by Guy Clark. Angels Flying Too Close to the Ground.
Right, Willie Nelson.
Poncho and Lefty.
William L. Haggard.
You're Not From Texas.
Okay, play that.
But I can't now. It's too late.
Why?
I just don't have it.
Well, and he also likes The Race Is On by George Jones.
Yes.
God bless George Jones. But, I mean, no.
Gotcha.
No. Anything but that.
Got it.
Okay. Bernie continues.
All right, take a listen to Bill Clinton talking about Dick Cheney's latest crusade to attack the Obama administration over Iraq.
I believe, if they hadn't gone to war in Iraq, none of this would be happening. Iraq would not have been, in effect, drastically altered as it has been. But Mr. Cheney has been incredibly adroit attacking the administration for not doing an adequate job of cleaning up the mess that he made. And I think it's unseemly.
Oh, we used the word adroit. How about that?
Yes, and unseemly.
Yeah,
and Dick Cheney actually responded. He told the crowd at some energy expo, he said, quote, "If there's somebody who knows something about unseemly, it's Bill Clinton," said Dick Cheney.
Yeah.
So that fight is on. Now listen to Hillary Clinton sort of disavowing, or she wasn't happy that Bill Clinton defended her. Take a listen to Hillary Clinton.
My husband was very sweet today, but I don't need anybody to defend my record. I think my record speaks for itself.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, snap.
We need the big dog, so.
And did you hear about this Chinese tycoon boss handing out money?
No, I did not.
He's been handing out money to homeless people, and yesterday he treated them to a lunch at some famous hotel here in New York City.
Okay.
And it's a nice gesture, but take a listen to Jimmy Kimmel from last night on this Chinese tycoon.
Here's a strange but heartwarming story. A Chinese billionaire, his name is Chen Guangbiao, held his own personal charity event yesterday in New York. He invited homeless people from the New York City Rescue Mission to lunch at a fancy restaurant in Central Park.
Chinese recycling tycoon is providing hundreds of homeless people with a gourmet meal and cash handout today. Billionaire Chen Guangbiao took out a full-page ad in the Times on Monday to announce his event. Guangbiao says that he will give each of the attendees $300, and he will provide some entertainment at the lunch himself.
We are the children. We are the 文科麦克不来查的，手来自大给问。
Reportedly, he will perform We Are the World.
Well, that'll be, the reason he invited homeless people is because no one else would listen to him sing.
How many homeless people are reading the Times?
That's a good point, boss.
What kind of full-page ad in the Times, really?
You'd be surprised, though. A lot of educated homeless people out there. Just didn't catch a break the right way.
No, I understand that. It's just having access to. Doesn't it cost about $2.50 to buy the stupid paper?
Yes, it does. I would imagine they pluck it out of a garbage can or something.
Okay, well, maybe we don't need to delve into this, probably. So.
No, but it was
like
a nice
my discussion with a dope Lori about camps. So.
Come on.
What a long day that must be. I love Lori,
yeah,
but
just think of the nights.
Yeah,
that's what gets you through the days.
It's 33. I just don't think we need to. I don't think we need to be perving on Lori, who's a married mother of 2 children.
Isn't that what it's all about, really? In the end?
Wouldn't be too long.
Who are starting summer camp on Monday, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, please.
That's nice.
Well, please leave Lori alone. So.
Sorry,
God,
sorry, I
this
brought
is
it up.
horrible. What are you saying now?
I say sorry, I brought it up. I'm finished with the briefing, by the way.
I'd like to send this next song, a personal dedication to my friend of 25 years, Paul Begala. Here's Willie Nelson.
Now I've been up the Chisholm Trail, been through Death Valley hot as hell. I rode across the dusty plains. There's a cowboy running through my veins. But I ain't going down Brokeback Mountain. No, I ain't going down on Brokeback Mountain. That ain't right. Ain't right.
Please welcome to the program now, longtime IFA Paul Begala. Good morning, Mr. Begala.
Good morning, Mr. Imus. How are you?
I don't need you anymore. I don't need to be friends with you anymore. I don't need your influence. I need nothing
Is that
from
it? It
you.
was just a needy thing anyway.
Yeah, because I am so close now to Bill Powers at the University of Texas, and my new best friend John Beckworth, who's the Texas super lawyer and one of those, and he's the associate dean of the law school at the University of Texas, and a neighbor.
Beckworth is?
Yes.
I'm out of town. I went to school with him. I've known him, longer than I've known you.
That's one of the smartest people I've ever met in my life.
In law school, of course, Beckworth was a real lawyer and a real smart guy. He still is, I'm sure.
Married to the old Laura. Her father was a lieutenant governor of Texas, and her grandfather was a governor of Texas.
There you go.
And they have a ranch down there. Could you please stop talking when I'm talking?
A year or two ago. Yeah.
What?
When we're in, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
They have a ranch next to ours down there in Brenham, Texas. So.
Wow,
so
that is fantastic.
I don't even need to talk to you.
But you don't need me at all. If you know Beckworth, and of course our great university president there, Longhorns are about to be graced with 2 more Begalas in the fall. My son, William Travis Begala, will matriculate, and his cousin, my brother David's son, Sam Houston Begala. So we'll have William Travis Begala and Sam Houston Begala starting at the University of Texas. This is what white rednecks from Missouri City, Texas, name their children.
Did you go to? You went to UT as well, right?
I went. I went there. I was student body president there. I went to law school there. I was on the faculty there. Met my wife there.
Were you in the Plan 2 program?
I was not. Billy will be. I was not near smart enough, but my Billy, I'm proud to say, will be in Plan 2. That's the real, as you know, highest academic honors program they've got.
You know who's a graduate of the Plan 2 program?
Who's that?
Kinky Friedman.
I should have guessed that.
No.
Well, his father, of course, was a legendary psychology professor there when I was there.
That's right. So,
yeah,
so have you given up on
Wyatt? We're going to recruit Wyatt. We need Wyatt Imus at the University of Texas.
Well, he's already been there.
But we need him to go to college there.
Well, fine. He plans on doing that. Wants to go to the McCombs Business School. That and the Plan 2 program. He's got the grades. He's smart enough. So
that's. But yeah, let me tell you, he will have more fun. It took me a while, particularly in law school when I was there. My dean used to say, I had a lot of fun, but I didn't do a lot of studying. My dean used to say, if you want to hide something from Begala, put it in a law book. He will never find it there.
In fact, I'm showing a picture now on the Fox Business Network of my 2 kids, Wyatt Imus and Zach Cates, who's adopted. And Zach is a junior in the ROTC program at the University of Texas.
Now, I'm sure you've done this, but I hope
maintaining a 4.0 average, by the way.
That's outstanding. That is outstanding. I was thinking about the ROTC program. I'm sure, saw the great commencement address that Admiral Bill McCraven gave at the University of Texas this past spring. It's one of the best speeches I have ever seen. I've written thousands of speeches. I've delivered thousands of speeches. McCraven's commencement address is one of the best I've ever seen.
That's what Zach told me. So why don't we talk about something that somebody else cares about other than just you and me?
This is what they should get from it. Go online and find Admiral McCraven's commencement address at the University of Texas. This is a man who's a Navy SEAL who commands all the special forces, Delta Forces, Army Rangers. He's the admiral in charge of the Joint Special Operations Command.
Have you given up on Obama yet?
No, great. This is the only quite great president or greatest president ever. Come on, Imus. Is there
really
room
are
on Mount Rushmore, or will we have to scrape somebody off?
You really are an idiot. Honest to God. I mean, I wasn't and am not an Obama hater, but
no, that's right.
I mean, now we're going to send $500 million to the Syrian rebels who are fighting alongside the ISIS people. We're going to send them $500 million to ultimately wind up trying to kill us?
Well, this is the problem, is that there are no good options, and that's probably the least bad. The worst thing we could do is to listen to Dick Cheney and go reinvade. I mean, we never should have gone in there in the first place. There was no threat to America. There was no, and Cheney and Mr. Bush, our president, said there was an imminent threat, a chemical threat, a biological threat.
No, we know.
That was a lie.
Yes.
And 4,500 guys have lost their lives because Mr. Bush and Mr. Cheney lied to us.
It's always interesting to me that people like Bill Clinton and like Dick Cheney and like Joe Biden, people who didn't have the guts enough to serve in the armed forces, people who got one drafter from it after another, like Bill Clinton and like Dick Cheney and like Joe Biden, all hot to send your kid to defend America. I mean, it's an outrage. So.
Well, President Clinton, of course, did not invade Iraq. He did win a war in Kosovo without losing a soldier, without losing a single soldier.
He was a gutless coward who wouldn't serve his country.
He did.
Paul,
he did not get drafted. Of course, Mr. Cheney.
Oh, God Almighty! And you, what branch of the service are you in, by the way?
We didn't have any wars, thank God.
Okay. Well, we didn't have any wars, but I was still in the Marine Corps.
Well, that's a good point. Let me put it this way: I never have served, and I.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
My freedom is owed to the men.
You owe your freedom to me. One of the people you owe your freedom to.
You?
Yes.
Oh my God, that's a bridge too far.
I was down there at Camp Pendleton playing that bugle so you could, get communists elected president of the United States. So.
Carville, of course, was a Marine as well.
I love Carville.
He'd be mad because there's no such thing as a former Marine. He flies a Marine flag at his many compounds all around the world. He's a devoted Marine like you, so I owe my freedom to Mr. Carville as well.
Yeah, that's right. So are you on board with with Big Mama, Hillary Clinton?
Oh, I want her to run desperately. I think she'd be a terrific president. I think she'd be great. And I suspect she will. I don't know of any inside information, but I think that our old friend Zell Miller always taught me this line: a hit dog barks. Right? Why is everybody on the right squealing like a pig stuck under a gate about Hillary? It's because they fear her. They're worried that she will run and that she'll win, and that's exactly what I want.
Even though both of them have been mired in one scandal after another, even though she didn't have all that distinguished career in the Senate or as Secretary of State, even though they probably bump people off, I'm still going to vote for her.
Good for you. Wait, I thought Clinton was gutless, and now he's.
He is, but I'm going to vote for her, and one of the reasons I'm going to vote for her is because the big dog going to be right there with her. So everybody, we all have flaws, and they have theirs, but not so much so to keep me from voting for them, unless we could get somebody over there on the other side like Christie or somebody, but he's not. He's done. So I'm stuck with Big Mama, but that's fine with me.
Christie was done in his party when he hugged the president over helping on Hurricane Sandy. Of course, you can't thank the man for helping your citizens. But also, he took the Obamacare money from Medicaid, which is a very smart move for New Jersey. They're paying them back anyway. They may as well get the revenue.
Are you still on CNN?
Of course I'm on. It's the most trusted name in news.
Did you guys find a plane yet?
It is.
Let me know when you do, will you?
I tell you, you know what? There was a more detailed, not more detailed, I suppose, but a really remarkable search that I saw on your network there, Fox, where Megyn Kelly was trying to find any integrity in Dick Cheney, and she could not do it.
She did a good job.
I knock on your Fox Nation channel all the time, and she did a terrific job as a journalist. I'm sure I'll complain about her again tomorrow. But she did a good job of actually committing journalism. And
our big concern now is this new
record.
Our big concern now is this new hairstyle of hers, which I'm not. But then she's pretty smart. Say, so lose my number. I don't need to talk to you anymore because I don't need you anymore. So it's been nice knowing you. Get off my phone.
I still have season tickets to the Longhorns.
I don't care. I can sit in Power's box. I don't need you. So Paul Begala here, I'm Smart Prayer.
He is right now on Fox Business, giving you the power to prosper.
Ladies and gentlemen, Imus in the morning.
You know, I can't watch or listen to these programs that make it seem like it's homework. Man, I just can't do it.
It's too much. Too hard.
Oh, man, it's too much.
Hurts your head.
Man, I'm telling you, lighten up.
Yeah, have a laugh.
And soccer sucks.
Oh, man,
you know, if you have to sit there and watch an hour and a half of these, oh, come on. And I realized all I want to know is what the score was. What was the score, Warner?
1-0.
Yeah, Germany beat the United States.
Yes, highly unusual score in the World Cup, yes.
What an annoying set of circumstances we have there. So.
Right. So
but now we still advance.
Yes.
To the round of 16. And next we will play Belgium, right?
That's right. Tuesday, 4 o'clock.
Kind of team do they have?
Oh, very good. Unbeaten in the so far. They went in. They were 25-1 shot to win the whole thing. Well, the U.S. was 150-1.
Yeah.
Belgium very good.
Okay, so we're probably. And then the next time we lose, we're out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is single elimination. One and done. You're gone.
Knockout round.
Out.
Okay. So, and then we had the NBA draft last night.
Yeah.
And Anthony Wiggins went to Cleveland.
Yes, he
did.
did.
Number one.
Number one. And Jabari Parker won second to the Bucks. And the
suck, by the way.
Yes. And the
what was the deal with the Wiggins jacket? What was that all about?
I don't know.
Kind of rocking kind of a wacky jacket, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Styling big time.
Yeah.
Tuxedo look or something.
You know what I noticed in my conversation with Paul Begala? He was praising Megyn Kelly's interview with Dick Cheney, which a lot of people over there on the left have been doing. But she does credible interviews and has for some time with everybody she talks to.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, occasionally she says something idiotic, but with like the white Santa stuff, well, she might have been kidding, by the way. But it's kind of interesting that how they pick and choose what my primary concern, which it probably shouldn't be, but did you watch it last night or the night before, Connell?
I'm not sure. No, I don't think so. What was the interview? You talking about what she was wearing?
No,
the new
hair. No, I'm not that superficial.
Right.
Did you watch it, Lori?
Past my bedtime.
Okay. Did you, Warner?
Oh, I know.
No.
Did you, Bernard?
Yes.
Okay. What's with the new hair deal?
I did see that.
What's that about? Like Lori's hair looks fabulous.
Wonderful.
Lori Rothman.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're quite welcome.
Mm-hmm. So, my opinion, Megyn Kelly's did as well.
Right.
She's let it grow out.
Looks very nice.
And what's wrong with switching things up a little?
Yeah.
I didn't say there was anything wrong with it. It's just
lighten up, man.
Yeah, relax.
Yeah, it's just new. That's all. I was just
Calm
making
down,
an
Lori.
observation.
You know who does her hair?
Jesus.
Our old friend Chris. Chris used to do my hair. Now she's doing Megyn Kelly's hair. Megyn requested her specifically.
The person with the worst attitude I've ever met in my life.
Rothman now.
God, she was hideous.
Over 2.
Well, she could wield a mean
Chris.
hairdryer.
I
should see you walk in the room and
been a rough morning for Rothman.
Sure.
You talk about a long day.
Let's think of the next thing Lori might say.
But a lot of people.
I'm hitting all the minds this
a lot
morning.
of people in
stepping on
hair
all the
and
minds.
a lot of people in hair and makeup at Fox are awful.
God,
God, whining and bitching about everything. And God, oh my God. Okay. There's a couple of good people like Teresa Bismarck. No, there's a couple others. For the most part, they're like Chris. Oh, my God.
Why you got to hate it?
Oh,
She's a nice
please.
woman. Don't
Why
be
can't more
doing
people
this.
have sunny
Well,
dispositions?
I'm sure she is nice, but she's
Doing this.
what an awful attitude.
Just check with us,
Like
Lori.
Lori whining about having to get up in the morning. You're lucky you can't get up.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Listen, I
Look as good as you do. You ought to get on your knees and
well,
thank
you
the
know,
baby Jesus
when
or
you talk
somebody.
about hair and makeup people, it's all credit to them that I can pull this off. This is all smoke and mirrors.
Very nice.
Well, whatever. What are you reporting this morning, Lori?
A lot of news on GM, and we've got an IPO. Michael's Stores. If you have small kids, as I do, as you know, you spend a lot of time in the arts and crafts store. So
Sure. Okay, Barney, what do you have?
Some hilarious late-night reaction to the soccer game yesterday, and also Don Rickles, Bob Newhart, and Melissa McCarthy.
Oh, this could all be pretty good. And then, of course, Vinny from Queens coming up.
All right.
Lou Rafino, Mike Dunselman, Tony Powell, Nat Candido, Warner Wolf, and Connor McShane.
Woohoo!
Well, Warner's kind of a senior advisor to Vinny from Queens. And Connell will be, we'll bring Connell in if we...
Need someone to make fun of.
Well, I'm not sure why we would bring Connell in.
I'm not sure either.
Need to compare and contrast statistics from like 4 teams that we don't care about, and Connell will have it all.
Thank you, Lou. That's why we will. That's why we'll utilize Connell.
I looked this up last night, man, and
very good. So,
Mr. Google, we call him.
That's it.
10 minutes after the hour, let's do the news now.
he was 5 for 10 in '78.
And here with that is Connell McShane. Morning, Connell.
Morning, I-Man. President Obama wants $500 million from Congress to use in Syria for a training and weapons program for the opposition there. Now, the idea they're saying is to counter the ISIS militants in Iraq. Now, you say, well, how are they going to do that? Well, they're saying the program would only help out select moderate Syrian opposition forces, helping the so-called moderates in Syria. Problems in the healthcare system for veterans will be on the president's agenda today. The White House says he will get an update in a meeting with the acting Secretary Sloan Gibson after returning from his 2-day trip to Minnesota. And on that trip, this comment, in light of all the scandals in the news lately, this comment about government workers, quote, screwing up is getting some attention. Here's the president. Listen to this.
Are there some federal workers who do boneheaded things? Absolutely. I remember the first week I was on the job, I talked to my defense secretary, Bob Gates, who's older and had been there a long time. I said, do you have any advice for me, Bob? He says, one thing you should know, Mr. President, is that at any given moment, on any given day, somebody in the federal government's screwing up.
Oh, okay. In that case, I don't know. I guess we all
Turns
move
out
on.
it's been you.
Yeah.
Right. Well, hey, I-Man, drink all. When you get back here to New York, you can drink all the supersized soda that you want. The highest court in the state has refused to reinstate the city's ban on the sale of big sodas. Remember, such a big story when Bloomberg was mayor. Andrew Mosel with the New York Restaurant Association says the ruling is a freedom of rights victory for every New Yorker.
We always believed we had a very strong case, and the Department of Health, although it had very good intentions, overstepped its bound in trying to limit what New Yorkers could eat and drink.
Boom, that's what they found, that they overstepped the bounds. So supersized sodas for everybody.
Take that,
that's great.
Bloomberg.
The actor Shia LaBeouf on the cover of the New York Post, if you buy it this morning, for all the wrong reasons. And the story inside the paper reads as follows, that Shia LaBeouf went berserk in the audience of the Broadway musical Cabaret Thursday night, was hauled off in handcuffs to a station house where he told the cops, I'll F you up, according to the Post, and was muzzled with a face mask for spitting. He was slapping people in the behind at the theater and also in the back of the head while smoking around 9:30, Studio 54 Theater, according to these law enforcement sources. So the cops approached him. He was, quote, incoherent and very agitated. Well, he tried to quickly walk away from the officers, but fell flat on his face after that, so the police hauled him out of the theater and down to the station house. Shia LaBeouf.
Allegedly called one of the cops the F word that rhymes with hag.
On top of everything else. So good night from him last night.
This ain't good.
God, not good at all. 3 dozen people
Really good. Thank you both for weighing in on that, going out on a limb.
Well, we're there for you.
Dopes.
We're there for you. Well,
you butt out of this, Bernie.
Morons.
Connell continues.
3 dozen people were sent to hospitals after a floor collapsed under a large crowd of people that were assembled for a religious event at a suburban home in Houston. Most of the victims suffering from minor injuries. Here's a woman who lives next door.
They came and asked for some ice so I could, and it looked like people were starting to put patches of ice on their heads or on their ankles, things like that. I saw some people with some blood on their clothes.
Well, that is not good.
So we knew something had happened.
Really? Out on the limb as well with us.
darn.
More than 100 people in an apartment above this detached garage, and then that's when the floor apparently gave way. So those are basically the
seem
big
like
news
there's-
stories this morning.
Well,
so
that's
let's
it?
wrap
That's
it
all
up
you
with
have?
them. No, the other stories are.
Well, no, I mean primarily those are the big stories.
Those are the big stories. So let's
Okay.
see.
Well,
we
what
went
about
over
the
the big
bloodbath
ones.
at the View?
And I don't wanna-
14. Yeah. How about that?
We talked about that. You're right. Last hour that they're.
Well, talk about it again.
Jenny McCarthy's out. Looks like it this morning. Sherry Shepard announced yesterday she's out. The I-Man disappointed in this after Barbara Walters left. So that's going to be the big question. That should be our Twitter question today. Who should be next up on The View? You can
Oh,
tweet
my
us
God.
with that at the Imus Show.
14 after the hour here at the Imus Morning program. Dagan McDowell's off for a few days, filling in for Dagan is Lawyer Rothman. Lawyer, what's going on in the world of business?
And good morning, sir. The futures are down after stocks were mostly lower in the last session, too. The week's parade of IPOs continues as Michael's Stores makes its debut today. The arts and crafts retailer, which competes with Hobby Lobby stores and Walmart, raised more than $472 million despite pricing shares at the low end of the expected range. So Michael's opens on the NASDAQ today. The ticker is MIK, in case you're interested in purchasing shares.
Quarter after the hour, time for sports now. Sponsored by Peerless Boilers. And here with that is Warner Wolf. Good morning, Warner.
Good morning, Iron. The U.S. loses to Germany 1-0, but moves on to the single elimination round of 16 because of a goal differential over Ghana and having more points than Portugal. So the U.S. now plays unbeaten Belgium Tuesday at 4 o'clock. The only goal of the game, 55th minute, called by J.P. Della Camera of ESPN Radio.
And then the tap back, Ozil drives it across the mouth of the goal, header. Great diving save by Howard, pushed wide, rebound shot scored Germany from distance. Germany leads. Muller does it again.
And that was it. Here was U.S. goalie Tim Howard.
But offensively, I thought we've been good in this tournament, so that will continue.
You got to get better than that.
No goals.
4 goals in 3 games.
Great offense.
Yeah, that's not going to do it in the round of 16.
Oh, man, that's another reason I hate soccer.
Idiot. You'll like this, man.
Yeah.
Besides suspending the cannibal, Luis Suarez, from any soccer game for the next 4 months, FIFA, the World Soccer governing body, is still investigating and may fine Brazilian star Neymar because he wore Speedo underwear against Cameroon rather than the sanctioned World Cup underwear. FIFA caught Neymar on TV when he was exchanging shirts with Cameroon after the win, and he exposed the top of his Speedos.
Well, why do we care?
I don't know. Who cares?
16 after the hour, want to continue.
No surprise, NBA draft. Cavaliers take Andrew Wiggins, number 1. And number 2, the Bucks going second, take Jabari Parker. Here was
It's just a blessing to be, either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, okay.
I like him.
And the 76ers.
Nice kid.
Yeah. Obviously looking to the future, took a gamble picking Joel Embiid, who has a broken foot and could be out for the entire year.
Also hurt his back.
Yeah, that's right, earlier. Tiger Woods' first return after back surgery, Congressional Country Club in Bethesda, Maryland, shot a 3 over par, 74. He's 8 strokes behind the leader, 40-year-old Australian Greg Chalmers. Wood will tee off at 1:12 today.
Who cares?
Baseball, Pirates beat the Mets 5-2. Here was Met manager Terry Collins on losing pitcher Daisuke Matsuzaka.
He kept us in the game. He does what Daisuke does and just gives you a chance to win.
Oh, that was Daisuke Matsuzaka. Angels win the 6th straight. Jays win. Jose Reyes 4 for 5. Tigers' Rick Porcello all the way 3-hitter. Shutout Texas. Braves lose. The late games, the Dodgers and Reds win, and the Phillies won in 14 innings.
Oh, wow.
And Wimbledon, it's about 12-17 over there in London. 6'9" American John Isner has won this morning in straight sets. Later today, Djokovic, Murray, and Venus all play.
Oh, God. Can you watch any of that?
Later, next week.
Okay, but you will actually watch a match?
Yeah, sure. Anytime Federer plays, say, Murray or Djokovic plays Nadal, oh, yeah, absolutely.
Well, I don't know. I just
That's
losing my interest in these kinds of things. 18 after the hour. Bernie, what's got a briefing coming up? What's there, B?
We got a lot of late-night laughs for the IMA coming up.
Tony Powell and Rob Bartlett will be at the they got a new tour called Rob Bartlett and Tony Powell Get Funny at the Belmore Theater on Long Island. And they will be there about a month from now, Saturday, July 26th. But I would get the tickets now. Tony's coming up on Venom Queens. Here's one of Tony's 5 favorite songs.
no place. Ain't nobody crying. Ain't nobody worried. Ain't no smiling faces. No, no, lying to the races. Help me, come on, come on. Somebody help me now. I'll take you there. Help me, y'all. I'll take you there. Help me now. I'll take you there. Imus in the morning.
Well, Mike Lindell, the founder of MyPillow, is now introducing a special Independence Day month-long offer, and you can now buy the original classic MyPillow, the pillow that started this whole MyPillow craze across the country, and you get a second classic MyPillow absolutely free to go along with that. So they have on these pillows 10-year warranties, 60-day money-back guarantees, so you really have nothing to lose by trying them out. And if you're already suffering from neck pain or headaches, maybe you have insomnia, MyPillow is able to help out with all of that. Their patented interlocking fill helps you to line your head and neck correctly so you get the best night's sleep and you minimize these ailments. So go to MyPillow.com. In fact, go to MyPillow.com right now or call 800-916-1133. Either way, use the promo code Imus with your purchase. 2 original classic MyPillows for the price of 1. 800-916-1133. That's 800-916-1133 or on the internet at MyPillow.com. Use the promo code Imus and do it now.
All right, 25 after the hour. Lou Rufino, Gus, Tony Powell, Nat Candino, Connell, and Warner all coming up. Vinny from Queens on Talk Sports. But before we get to that, it's time for a Bernard McGurk briefing, a Bernie briefing, sponsored by, well, MyPillow. And here with that is the aforementioned Bernard McGurk. Good morning, Mr. McGurk.
Morning, Mr. Imus. The old Mississippi Senator Thad Cochran, as you know, beat the Tea Party guy down in Mississippi for the runoff for the Senate. And listen, the Tea Party guys are honked off. Listen to Glenn Beck.
Thad Cochran, a 196-year-old fart, won in Mississippi. And how did he do it? Well, he and the GOP took their money and they courted black Democrats. Now, I have a question for every black Democrat in Mississippi. What the hell has this 90-year-old fart, a white Republican, the same white Republican that for years the Democrats have been telling you are nothing but old racists? You tell me exactly what Thad Cochran did for you.
Who was that?
That was Glenn Beck.
Sound like he has a cold or he's back on a blow, doesn't it?
Either one of the two. That could be the only two options right there. The other soccer guy, whatever the hell team he was on, because I am not following this. Take a listen to Jimmy Kimmel and Conan O'Brien from last night.
You know that the player from Uruguay, Luis Suarez, who bit the Italian player, he was sentenced today. He's been ordered to pay a fine of $112,000. He's suspended 9 games and is banned from all soccer-related events for 4 months. And they're also putting him on soft food for a while.
Okay.
And then we were supposed to segue to Conan.
Suarez, the player who bit an opponent, will be banned for 9 games. 9 games, he's going to be banned, yeah. Or as Suarez put it, 9 meals.
See what he did there?
Oh, boy. 28 after the hour here on the Imus in the Morning program. Let's go back in the green room now where Larry Flint is. Larry, what's on your mind?
I was very impressed with your newsboy, McShane. For years, I thought he sat down to pee. I mean, I do too, but for me, it's different. I have no choice. I always thought Connell was like McCord Light, a third less smarts, but with all the butt kissing of the original. His nose may actually be further up your sphincter than McCord and you urologist put together.
Oh, man.
You say soccer sucks and he murmurs the I-man sucks?
Huh?
What's he thinking? Without you, he's Alexis Glick's bitch covering the Pickle Festival in Peoria on Money for Breakfast.
That's good.
That's not fair. He's really like Mike Breen, except without the good looks, height, build, wit, charm, grace, gravitas, or talent. I really like that on-camera look he's rocking. Bold, open shirt collar. Like he's posing for his Christian Mingle profile photo. There's nothing hotter than a geeky white guy in a polyester jacket looking for somebody who won't give it up until after they're married. Spending month after celibate month frustrated, harder than AP Calculus. Connell makes Pat Boone look like Ozzy Osbourne. Nice haircut.
Thank you.
What happened? You get a free coupon out of a box of cereal? Or did the barber just have Parkinson's? I agree with you, my man.
Yeah.
Soccer does suck. 2 hours trying to score, just like my last honeymoon.
29 after the hour. Here's one of Lou Rufino's 5 favorite songs.
Stonehenge, where the demons dwell, where the banshees live and they do live well. Stonehenge, where a man's a man and the children dance to the pipes of time.
I'm a man of the people.
The bailout program for boring radio. Imus in the morning.
The Fox Business Network giving you the power to prosper.
$25 till the hour here at the Imus in the Morning program. Apparently, somebody made a deal with Larry King to do these Larry King dropping in minutes.
Yeah.
The problem with them is, I know you don't hear them in New York and Connecticut and New Jersey and Pennsylvania and others. Well, a lot of states can hear our signal in New York,
Yeah,
but anyway.
Ships at sea.
But there are too many. But he crams too many words into the minute time limit, so he's racing through them. So the stories all suck.
Here's
Time for Betty from
here's the
Queens.
story. 3 guys go into a bar. They come back. The priest and the rabbi. The other one says, I'm done.
Really, it's stupid. Time for Betty from Queens with Lou Rufino, Mike Gunzelman, Tony Powell, Nat Candido.
Yeah.
On the bench, not on the bench, is senior advisor Warner Wolf. Yeah. On the bench, Connor McShane. First of all, Nat Candido. So I can't see this on the radio.
Really sorry.
But this moose is sitting there with an American flag draped around his shoulders. Here's the worst part with this idiot. Right. Is he has it on and he drops it on the floor.
How did you see that, I-Man?
He sees everything.
I mean, you're a disgrace.
How did you see that from 2,000 miles away?
You're a fat disgrace. First of all. Second of all, you shouldn't be sitting there with an American flag around your shoulders. And third of all, you're fired. So.
Oh, my God.
Well, I-Man, I'm showing my patriotism today. The USA is advancing. I'm feeling very pumped up. I still hate soccer. But, I feel great today as an American, and as should you.
Soccer hates you.
Well said, man.
Soccer hates you, and we hate you.
Why does soccer hate me?
But I don't know.
I actually played soccer when I was in grammar
time
school.
now for speaking of the World Cup. Start with you, Lou. Have you ever actually watched an entire soccer game?
Sure, I have. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Quite. It actually is exciting if you know a little what's going on, but it can take a long time. Damn, to get something done. What I don't understand about this biting thing, though, is if I was a player and a guy on the opposite team leaned into me, dug his teeth into me. Why wouldn't one of these three guys have swung at this guy by now?
You're right.
Turned and smacked him right in the face, despite the fact that the repercussions were you'd be suspended. Somebody's got to step up and hit this clown.
Right.
What? Where are the guys?
Where are the guts there? Knock his teeth out. How about that?
Somebody hit him. Start something. The guy bit you. Are you kidding?
Well, let me just jump in. Because it was late in the game, he was afraid of a penalty shot against him.
Well, he was.
Nah, I'm a big. I love soccer. I went yesterday. I went to the bars. I went bouncing around the bars. I had a blast. It was awesome. It was a lot of fun.
Because you were drunk.
Well, yeah. And I hit on a girl and bought her a bunch of drinks, and she introduced me to her girlfriend later on. So
Are you sure it was a girl?
She turned out to be a lesbian after all that. So
good job, Guns.
So I did great.
Get that phone camera.
Of course, anything wrong
Her
with
name
that.
was Nina. So
I actually watched my first soccer game full through yesterday. I worked late at work. The guys, we were here on break before the show we were doing, and everyone's really excited. There's not a lot going on. There's not a lot of scoring, but I don't know. It's just exciting because we're in it. It's our country, and it's America, baby.
Meanwhile, Nat has an Italy hat on.
All right, calm down, Rumpelstiltskin. You wish you could wear a hat like that, right?
Look at him.
You have an American flag, but an Italy hat on.
I don't know that you're helping our cause here, Nat.
Okay, well, I'm an American, but I'm from an Italian background, but.
Italy's out.
That's it.
That's just great. Nat's our stage manager.
Like it's a shawl on him.
We tried to fire Nat this morning. Apparently, we're not successful doing that. All right, let's start with the NBA draft last night. Tony,
yes,
how'd
sir.
that go for you?
Well, I was glad to see that Embiid got picked when he got picked, number 3. I think he should have gone Joel Embiid. Got picked number 3 by the Sixers. I think that was a great move. A lot of people thought that he wouldn't get drafted because of the broken foot, but this guy, they're saying he's like the next, or it could be Hakeem Olajuwon-like.
Well, I like what the Sixers did, too, because they're clearly tanking another year, by the way, so they know they'll be back in the lottery next year and try to get another good player. They picked some foreign player that's not going to come for 2 years, so they know they're going to stink for a few years, but, hey, 2 or 3 years down the line,
but overall, this is honestly one of the least exciting drafts that the NBA has had, especially when you have Melo and LeBron both opting out. Nobody even knew a draft was happening yesterday, really, for the most part.
How long does it take this guy to heal?
They don't know.
Well, Bill Walton never really healed.
And Michael Jordan healed in a few months. So, I mean, it depends on the individual.
Tony, I don't know if it's a great move, but it's a gamble that could probably work, wind up being something good.
Why? Because you like your country?
I root for it. Has nothing to do with America. Thank you. But I root for a team that takes a lot of chances, most which don't work out. But I hope that this works out for them. That's all I'm saying.
Getting at the Embiid flag, please. Can you bring that out?
He brings it back to
So
the Mets.
all of we're talking sports. Well, Vinny from Queens, Mike Lupica, somebody who actually knows something about sports.
That'll be nice.
Coming up in about an hour. So all the talk has been, you mentioned LeBron and Melo. Melo was the talk for about 10 minutes, and then LeBron announced.
Overshadowed him, as always, yeah.
What's LeBron going to do, Guns?
I think he stays in Miami. I really think he stays in Miami, and, they just got Shabazz as their point guard right now. I think he stays, and I think Melo, unfortunately, I'm going to agree with Tom Bowman here. I think Melo goes to Chicago or Houston, but I think Bulls are the front runner for him. So.
He should want guys to come to Miami. Why would he want to go anywhere else? Let them accommodate him.
Yeah,
and
well,
get
that's why I said I think LeBron
right.
stays in Miami.
That's why I agree. He's not going to go anywhere.
He's trying to do that, but Dwayne Wade could screw the whole thing up. Like, if I'm Dwayne Wade, he's 32 already. He's won 3 championships. He could be like, you know what? I'm not opting out of my deal. I'll take my $20 million. So if he does that, and
I'm not taking less money.
Right, well, that's what he's got to do. Otherwise, LeBron's going to be I'm out of here.
But Wade was a corpse in the NBA Finals.
Exactly.
I mean, that guy wasn't even existent.
Exactly. So he's never going to make that kind of money again.
I agree with Lou in that LeBron James is the best player in basketball. He doesn't have to go anywhere to play with anybody. Everybody wants to come and play with him. So he's got to stay there. But Connell's right. I mean, if Dwayne Wade and Bosh decide, you know what, I'm keeping my check.
Yeah.
Then there's no money to bring anybody else in.
And he's not coming to the Knicks, so all those idiots out there, stop screaming that LeBron's got a chance to come to the Knicks.
Actually, I think Melo's going to the Heat, Form up and make this big super team. That's what we need down there in Miami.
Who invited Nat on this?
Wave your flag.
Melo is going to the Heat?
That's a possibility. It is a possibility.
We got to think about it. LeBron stays, and it's like a magnet. I miss like a chick magnet, which Guns isn't, but it's something like that.
Boy, you are.
Yeah, you look like a polar bear over there. Grizzly bear.
Like a shivering veteran with that on.
I was thinking about Nat this morning.
Look at him. He's got the thing on like, oh, it's so cold in here, but I'm an American. American.
Lieutenant Dan over there.
You really are.
You can't let Guns talk to you like that. Guns was out there picking up somebody wearing a flannel shirt and didn't realize what was going on yesterday.
But the Timberland boots should have been a giveaway.
And he thinks he's getting 2 lesbians.
Nina became
Just picking up lesbians.
Nina became Nino at the end. So.
Sorry.
Are you sure they were lesbians before you started talking to them, Guns, or
Nerve of you making fun
did you
of
turn them?
So that's my day yesterday.
Very good point, Tony. 18 to the hour here in the Imus program in the middle of a very spirited
Well done, pal.
and so far pretty good venue from Queens. All right. Tiger Woods is playing golf. Why, Tony?
Yeah, I'm down with it. I mean, there's no other reason to even watch golf without Tiger. Have you watched golf this summer? No, nobody's watching. Even if Tiger sucks, you still want to see how bad he sucks.
That's true.
So you watch.
I wouldn't watch golf even if 3 Tiger Woods were playing, but he's the only guy that draws people there. Him and Mickelson, that's it.
Yeah, it's no Tiger, no care as far as the PGA goes. So.
Nobody is watching a golf tournament to see Phil Mickelson play.
Yeah, but he's the
Nobody.
only,
Nuts?
yeah, but he's the only other guy. Besides that, nothing. There's nothing happening in
Yeah,
golf.
everybody was watching the Women's U.S. Open with that little 11-year-old girl last week. Now we have something to actually watch.
I still believe nobody was watching the Women's Open last
Well, we know
week.
you are.
No. Michelle Wee, I was watching.
I need you talking about 11-year-old girls now.
Every time she putted, I
I
paid
saw
attention.
Michelle Wee was on Fox. Was she on Varney's show or?
She was on Fox and Friends, and then she
Fox
was on
and Friends was some deal.
Fox Business also, I think, after that. Yeah.
She was moving it.
Pretty good looking girl. So.
Yes, sir.
I'd take a 4 with that.
Pardon me?
I'll take a 4 with that, baby. Par 3.
Does Tiger ever win another major?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh, he does.
No.
By default, I think he probably will eventually.
Warner, do you think he does?
Well, he's only 38. This isn't like basketball or hockey or baseball. Yes, he can. All he has to do is have 4 good rounds in one of the majors, and that's it.
But he's not going to have. He's not going to exceed what Nicholson did, is he? Whatever they got, Nichols.
18 majors.
Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson.
What's his name?
Jack
Fat
going to be good in the
The
movie.
fat white guy from Ohio.
No.
Jack Nicklaus. Yeah.
Golden Bear.
No. That means
so-
he'd have to win 5 more majors. Not the way he's playing.
You don't think he could do it, Warner?
He won't win 5 more majors the way he's
I
playing.
see every athlete. Every athlete and every team has a losing streak at some point, and this is his. It's fine.
Oh man,
What, 6 years?
And a big injury.
losing
Straight
streak?
calf injury.
What's
He hasn't won a major.
He had a few injuries, guys. Have a little faith. All right, he is golf.
Is that flag wrapped on your brain?
typical Mets fan talking.
A slump. What is 6 years and no majors? That's a slump.
I
Not
wasn't,
gonna win another one.
I
Matt.
wasn't even alive the last time the Mets won a World Series.
Besides Warner, none of you should really give your professional opinion about this because you know as much as I do.
Second of all, you should be suspended
Why is
for
this?
dropping the American flag on the floor.
I did not. It didn't. I have a sheet around me on the floor. It didn't actually fall on the floor.
Oh, God, you are a lion skunk.
What do you have
All
a
right.
sheet for? You gonna have an accident?
I'm just,
For the Klan meeting later. Nuts.
We know Grandpa has his problems. Put the sheet out.
All right. This is a question suggested by Tony Powell, who's appearing with Rob Bartlett out at the Belmore Theater on Long Island on July 26th. If you could pick an athlete to be bitten by, who would be the athlete? Start with you, Lou.
I would take one of those women skiers coming off the slope, like Lindsey Vaughn. She could fly into me and bite all she wants.
How about your Guns?
Sharapova, yeah.
Okay. Warner?
Yeah, I was going to say Maria Sharapova.
Well, you're just sick. You know that?
We got the best of both worlds right here.
This is unbelievable.
Take pictures of that.
Guns, Warner, and 2
Hot dog
lesbians.
eat.
First of all, I can't believe you answered a question, Warner. What the hell have we done to you?
Bite me, Maria.
Come here.
Come on, dog.
hey, I man.
Hot dog here.
Hot dog eat.
How about you, Nat?
Hey, I man. Take a look at my girl Holly Mangold right here. She's Nick Mangold's sister. You might remember her from the Olympics last year. She knows. The
weightlifter.
And I like biting. Just a little
sure
side
you
note.
do.
So
that's your girl, right?
that's a long night right there, baby.
How about you, Connell?
How about no one picked Hope Solo after last week?
You're afraid.
Soccer, let's
Punch you in
do.
the face.
They're
I don't know
afraid.
about you, though.
And finally, it was your question, Tony. So what do you think?
Skylar Diggins, man. Come on. Yeah, back me down to the post. Take me to the hole, girl.
Tony going WNBA on us.
Oh, man. Skylar's
All right,
hot.
so
man.
concludes a fairly exciting version of Venny from Queens here in the Imus Morning program.
Imus in the morning.
8 minutes till the hour here in the Imus Swing program. Mike Lupica coming up the next hour. So, what's kind of interesting is I've received ugly emails this morning from our TV boss, Kevin McGee, who I love, Kevin.
Of course.
And from Lee Wheel.
From the two of them.
So, I mean, I don't get that. Ugly emails and whatever. And a shout out to Lou Ruffino, who's always fabulous on Vinny from Queens. Man, you guys are all good.
Yeah, good job, Lou.
Wait a second.
So, when the kids show up here at the ranch, I tell them, among other things, that I said, I'm going to tell you what the rules are, and I'm going to tell you what we expect and what the consequences are. And I actually mean what I say. I said, unlike almost anybody else you'll ever talk to in your life, they tell you stuff. How many times does somebody tell you they're going to do something, they never do it? How many times somebody borrows something from you and never give it back? How many times does somebody say to you they're going to take you someplace and don't do it? I said, I'm not like that. I'm not like that with you, or I'm not like that with anybody. So I tell the kids this last time, and so I'm not going to put up with any nonsense. A boy's picking on girls, whatever. So what happens? One of the boys, a couple of them, start picking on the girls. What did they think? So I confront him yesterday in the roping arena. So what did you think, I was kidding? I said, here's what I'm going to do. They look stunned that they got called out on it. I said, I'm going to call your parents. I'm going to make your parents pay to come out here and get you and take you home. Well, look, I mean, what are you, crazy? So they looked stunned. The first time anybody had ever said to them that they were going to do something, and then actually did it. So about an hour later, the one kid, the ringleader, he asked Did if he could talk to her, and she said, yeah. He said, I want to apologize for what I did, and can we start over? At 15 years old. And can we just forget? She said, yeah, of course we can. Well, that's a great lesson for this kid, don't you think?
Of course. Excellent.
Some little knothead thing. I mean, because, it's just, okay, well, they have cancer or not. I mean, you got to, so it's very rewarding what we're doing here, but, man, we're serious about it. Come on here.
Imus in the morning.
Same thing with you two dopes back there in the green room.
We weren't picking on anybody.
No, but I mean, I'm just not that happy. The blog's been great lately, though.
Good.
Thank you.
It didn't get posted yesterday, I saw.
You know why it didn't?
Why?
Why do you think? And there's no internet service up at the rodeo arena, so I can't get an email on my phone, and Megan's out here volunteering as a kid wrangler, so there was no way to get it.
Yeah, Rob.
I just wanted to make sure that it was suitable. That's
Well,
all.
I'm sure it was fine, but I mean it's just too much. So I don't know why she didn't just say something. Well, she's with kids all day as well, you know.
Yeah.
She's great, by the way, Megan.
Lovely lady.
Well, we'll try to get it today.
All right.
But like in my Bloomer trailer, I get no internet service at all. So.
Can't they?
No. Can't they what?
Move the trailer.
To like Albuquerque?
Well, so you find a spot where you can get some internet. That's the whole idea of having a trailer.
Oh, God. I'm telling you. It pains me how dumb you two are.
Now on Fox Business, giving you the power to prosper.
Ladies and gentlemen, Imus in the morning.
So Tony comes up with an idea that we'll do a man in the street deal and ask people goofy July 4th Independence Day questions. So that's a good idea. So why don't you and Rob write a bunch of them, and then we'll get Guns to do it. Guns, are you aware of this?
Yes, I found out yesterday about this.
Okay.
I think I'm all for it. Yes.
Okay. So then I say to Bigfoot, when are we going to do this? He has no idea.
I said we could do it whenever you want. We can go Monday, Tuesday. We can book it immediately.
Well, what are you talking about? Whatever I want. What difference does it make what I want?
What difference does it make
I'm out
what
here.
you want?
I'm here at the ranch.
It's booked.
Just take care of
It's
it.
booked.
That was the
Yes,
answer,
it's
Tom,
booked.
a long while ago.
I got it done already.
6 minutes
Yeah,
ago.
but I could have
could
said that.
been
He would have
even-
said, "Why is it booked already?"
Why didn't you ask me first?
Okay, hang on. Let me get back to you on that one.
That's the answer
I'm
there.
just I'm figuring Guns are going to be pretty good.
That's chapter 4.
Because of the thing that Guns did the last. We're looking for our own Jesse Waters. It was fabulous with O'Reilly.
Yeah, Guns
So,
did the commercial, the Toyota thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I was very pleased with all of that. God, I hate soccer.
Yeah,
That's
me too, I'm in. Oh, wait.
It's probably
Although,
it's probably like the difference between regular season hockey and playoff hockey.
Yeah.
Probably I was thinking about it. The World Cup. Like people who don't care about soccer at all or hockey, you'll get into it a little bit more. That's probably that's it.
fair.
Okay, that's a good analogy.
Little bit.
Very good.
Thank God it's every 4 years
Oh
only.
God. Yeah.
Is the World Cup every 4 years? Is not every year?
Every 4 years.
4 years, right.
Yeah, I wonder why I didn't have it last year.
No, we missed a couple of
You know,
them.
Last year, all I was doing.
Couldn't remember.
That's funny.
I was actually forced to watch Wimbledon. Oh God, what's going on there, Warner?
Well, it's too early. I mean, Djokovic, Murray, Venus all played today. The favorites won yesterday, Nadal, but it only gets interesting if, let's say, Nadal plays Murray or Djokovic plays Federer, quarterfinals, semifinals. That's what you want to see.
Yeah.
Before that, I agree with you.
Just can't do it.
No.
And the draft last night, who went first?
Well, number one was Andrew Wiggins. Cavaliers didn't mess around.
Well, I've been calling Anthony Wiggins all morning.
Wake up.
Very close.
And Jabari Parker went second.
Yeah.
An interesting, man, those poor 76er fans, I mean, they've waited forever since Wilt Chamberlain and the 67 champions.
Since Dr. J.
Yeah. And here they take Joel Embiid, broken foot, bad back, may not play at all this year. They're going to have to wait another year.
Now, one has to wonder if the dude's got some kind of fragile bone structure going on, like Bill Walton did.
Yes. And look at Greg Oden, right? You remember him? Drafted big
No.
time? Never did. What did he play? I think he's played in 6 years a total of 82 games.
I don't know.
Look at Sam Bowie.
Sam Bowie, broken foot, right?
That's right.
Who can forget?
Man, you
Old
break
Sam
a
Bowie.
foot and you're a basketball player. Hey, hey, come on. You're in the wrong business.
Unless you're
The
Michael
only
Jordan.
person that could break a foot that wouldn't make any difference would be back in our green room.
No.
Wow. That's a really professional
that's-
transition.
Yeah, it is. It's not going well. Well, Larry Flynn, how are you smiling, Larry? Kind of a surprise to them, of course.
He's not the kind of guy you want to surprise.
It takes a while to twist them around there.
It's kind of amusing if you're watching a Fox Business Network.
Oh,
but
very amusing.
on radio, it's just noise.
Oh, yeah.
And
Kind of like watching your show.
it's 9 minutes after the hour. Lori Rothman
Don't surprise
is
Larry.
in filling in for Dagan McDowell, who's
What do
off
you
for a
want?
few days.
Good morning, folks.
I don't want anything, Larry.
Well, you just said you called me.
I know, but now I forgot, so don't worry about
Why
it.
did you forget? No, I'm
So I don't
staying
know
here
why.
until you talk to me.
All this effort.
Why don't you go
Lori
take a wheel?
Rothman has got to do business news.
I'm going to do a pictorial with her, too.
Oh,
I don't think Lori wants to do a pictorial with you. Do you, Lori?
I might be game. I'm intrigued. What would that involve?
You'd have to put on a Seven Dwarfs costume.
Not Snow White?
Oh, no, God, no. You'd have to just start singing hi-ho, hi-ho.
Don't test me.
You know, Lori, this is not good that you're amenable to this.
Right.
What's
Is this
coming
bad
up
for
in-
my brand?
Speak for
No,
yourself.
it's bad for you, your Poor husband, he's at home. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Oh, he's fast asleep.
The two little children, they don't know what the hell's going on.
No,
It's really bad
absolutely
for
not.
credibility.
What's coming up in business news, Lori?
So I know you've been sharing your opinion about soccer. No matter what you think about it, it's been fantastic for Nike. And I'll have some numbers for you that really blow the roof off.
And Bernie, what do you have?
Everything from Don Rickles and Bob Newhart to Lindsay Lohan and Melissa McCarthy. A lot of laughs is what I have, boss.
And then we'll talk with the novelist and journalist Mike Lupica, sports guy, coming up. I friend. So, but before we get to any of that, here at almost 11 minutes after the hour, is Conor McShay with news. Good morning, Conor.
Hey, good morning, Iman. So we have the story this morning of President Obama asking for this money for Syria, $500 million to train and arm the Syrian opposition, but just the moderate elements of the Syrian opposition, something the president has actually been reluctant to do last few years, but apparently
Does anybody understand how insane this is?
I know.
Money down a rat
What?
hole.
I mean, honest to God.
$500 million.
How crazy. I mean, this is crazy.
These people are on the same side, essentially, as the ISIS people.
Yes.
That the Syrian government that they're fighting against is bombing, and it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what
So
they keep,
we'll buy them weapons that they ultimately will use to try to kill us.
that's why they keep emphasizing it's the moderate elements, whatever.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, well, they're going to vet them.
Yeah, I know. $500 million.
Rat hole.
You know, the other thing, the president was on Good Morning America, Iman, this morning, and George Stephanopoulos asked him about his poll numbers and whether Americans are losing confidence in him. Here's that exchange.
And more than half Americans have lost confidence in your ability to lead the country and get the job done. That must have been stunning to you. Disappointing?
I've been dealing with stuff like this since 2009.
How do you turn it around?
There have been a number of times where, the punditry said, gosh, how do you turn it around? And what we do is stay focused on what matters and chip away at it and try to make progress. People have health care. The economy has gotten a lot better. What I do worry about is that right now we've got a Republican Party that seems to only care about saying no to me.
Oh, okay. Chip away and make progress. And then
the veterans don't have health care.
VA story has been a big problem for him. And the
He is in denial, isn't he?
Supreme Court.
That is almost delusional. The poor thing.
As he spends money we don't have in the Middle East.
Right.
It's an outrage.
Connell continues.
Tough night for the actor Shia LaBeouf, who finds himself all over the papers this morning, among other things alleged to have slapped the rear ends of random people, and later in the night telling the cops after being thrown out of a Broadway theater to F off. He was taken out of this theater for being disorderly, and a spokesman for the show Cabaret says he was disruptive during Act 1 and then escorted out at intermission.
He just walked up to the bar inside of Cabaret and grabbed a strawberry and fed it to some woman off of her plate and then tipped the bartender and ran out.
There it is.
That's not good.
Sounds like you might have been watching soccer all day with guns.
He was in the bar with guns.
Yeah.
And those, women.
How many bars did you go to, Guns?
A total of 3.
Yeah.
There were 3 different ones. It was fun. They were all packed everywhere. A lot of people
So
took
why
off.
would you, I'm just kind of curious, why would you change bars?
You get kind of tired. You want to feel it out, feel a different crowd, different mood. You know.
2 words: no luck.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
no luck.
That's the bottom line. Let's see what's in here.
Well, how long do you give it in the first bar?
20 guys.
Right, yeah.
Goodbye.
A lot of bros out in the bars yesterday.
And the I-Man understands you made sexy time with a couple sexy talk with a couple of babes. Is that right?
Yeah, this girl Nina, who, turned out likes women and not guys. When she, I spent nearly the whole game with her, bought her a bunch of drinks, and then lo and behold, her girlfriend walks in towards the end of the game, and I started kissing, and I found out she was a lesbian. So Nina became Nino. So
They were kissing in front of you.
Yeah, which would have been hot, but then I realized I didn't have a chance.
They went to that length just to get rid of you.
Right.
Essentially is what happened.
Could have been a lot.
They probably are fairly straight.
Right.
Yes.
As Tony pointed out, or did you turn them?
I very well could have turned them after the way I was yesterday.
This is great.
You know what I was
This is really, what a life.
Yeah. That was my day.
Picks up a babe in a bar, buys her drinks all afternoon.
All afternoon. Could have saved a lot of money on that one. So
good job, guys.
And who was talking?
Well, I was doing some news. If you'd like some more, we have it for
That's
you.
enough news.
All right.
Quarter after the hour, let's do some business news now. In for Dakin McDowell's off for a few days is Laurie McNichol. What's going on, Laurie? Not McNichol. We used to know Laurie McNichol. We used to work with years ago. Remember her?
Man, yeah.
Who is she?
What's next? It's
A
gonna be
very nice woman. A very nice woman who used to do, I think, traffic. Wasn't it traffic?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Come on, give us the traffic.
Honored to share her name then.
No,
All right, stock
nice,
futures.
nice woman.
All right, stock futures, sir, are pointing to a lower open right now. And Nike just did it, reporting better than expected earnings thanks to successful marketing ahead of the Soccer World Cup. And a quick note on GM, a federal grand jury has issued subpoenas now in connection with the delayed recall of those GM cars with the faulty ignition switches that led to 13 deaths. The saga
Killing people,
continues.
that's right. So.
Yeah.
All right, to 16 after the hour. We're going to do a little sports now with Warner Wolf. Sports is sponsored by the Hackensack University Medical Center, home of the Deidre Imus Environmental Health Center. Go to dienviro.org. Find out a whole bunch of stuff, plus a whole section of books about how to combat various forms of cancer through various herbs and vitamins and your diet and so on. Here's Warner Wolf. Morning, Warner.
Morning, Iron Man. World Cup. U.S. loses to Germany 1-0, but makes it to the next round because, number one, they finished 3 points ahead of Portugal, and number two, goal differential against Ghana.
They will probably lose to Belgium when?
Oh, they'll be out.
Tuesday at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, they're out.
They'll be done.
It's over.
Belgium undefeated.
Yeah.
And so
Those are haters.
now here was Jurgen Klinsmann as far as the U.S. moving on to the next round.
There's a very clear picture in front of you. You got to win the game.
That's right. Very good. Now, if Ghana had beaten Portugal, the U.S. would have been out. But Ronaldo, you remember he hurt the U.S. in the Portuguese game. He may have saved the U.S. yesterday with this goal in the 80th minute against Ghana. Here was the call, Ross Dyer, ESPN Radio.
Clear, the goalkeeper's going to have to claim it. Oh, he palms it straight to Ronaldo, who scores for Portugal. Cristiano Ronaldo has rammed home the ball for Portugal, and they lead 2-1 against Ghana.
And that's the way it ended. No surprise NBA draft. The Cavaliers take Andrew Wiggins. The Bucks going second, Jabari Parker. And the Sixers.
Who's the better player, do you think, Warner?
Well, Wiggins is they're both 6'8", but Andrew Wiggins is bigger than Parker. I mean, gosh, we'll have to see. You know, one guy's going to the Cavaliers. No, although Wiggins will play with Kyrie Irving. That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
The Bucks, man, they're
So in other words, you can't answer the question.
No, that's correct at this point.
What do you think, Lou?
I think that guy Wiggins looks like the better athlete.
How about you, Connell?
Parker's better now, and Wiggins maybe eventually.
Okay, so, well, all right.
So
Warner
is that.
continues.
Now, before the draft began, talk about the players running the league now. LeBron told the Heat, don't take another point guard until you take UConn Shabazz Napier. So they did. Here was Shabazz.
Very exciting. I'm going to compete my tail off like I always do, and I always have a chip in my shoulder. That's what makes me the best point guard in this draft.
So let's do it, baby.
No more going to sleep hungry.
I'm taking my talents to Miami, South Beach. Somewhere.
Bring it.
Tiger Woods,
LeBron.
first return after back surgery. Congressional Country Club, Bethesda, Maryland. Shot a 3 over par, 74. He's 8 strokes.
He's an unlikable schmuck.
This just in.
Oh, God.
Be as it may,
Really?
he's 8 strokes behind the leader, 40-year-old Australian Greg
He couldn't beat
Chalmers.
that. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Who had a
Couldn't
60?
beat that 11-year-old.
Who had a 66?
Come on, dude.
Now, here was Woods' rationale on his 74.
The score is not really indicative of how I played. I played better than that. So I played a lot better than the score indicates, which is good.
Oh, I see.
So,
as Bill Parcells once said,
Welcome back.
you are what your record is.
Go team makes him look like a porn producer, doesn't it?
he should just segue right into that.
I mean, what is he? You're making sexy time with Tiger Woods. Go, get out. Stop it. Stop the madness. 19 after the hour, Warner's continues.
Baseball, Angels win their 6th straight. Jays win. Rick Porcello, 3-hitter all the way, shut out the Texas Rangers. Mets and Braves lose. The 2 late games, Dodgers and Reds win. The Phillies win in 14 innings.
Yeah.
And at Wimbledon this morning, John Isner won his match, straight sets. And go away, Roy McIlroy. Caroline Wozniacki is leading Anna Konju of Croatia, 6-3, 5 love.
Please stop it.
Iron Drake.
Djokovic.
All right, 20 minutes after the hour here in the Imus in the Morning program. So I was talking to one of my favorite people yesterday, Reverend Jonathan Mason, who is a fabulous general sales manager for WABC Radio in New York City. Man, he's also one of the best I've ever worked with. So, and I just like talking to the Rev. You know, he founded Camp New Joy, and they're breaking ground for all that. And the New Pillow people, Mike Lindell, I love the boy to death, and a great businessman, and he's built this empire of this My Pillow deal. Got a big announcement coming up Monday. A former crack addict, a boy with pounding the rock. What I'm saying. And I've been not hanging out with him, but just over the past few years, I've developed a relationship with Lindell because I like him. I don't know. I just have empathy for him. But he...
a lot in common.
His personal life is very much like guns.
Oh, man.
And he's so naive, poor thing, and he just can't make sexy time with the ladies. That's all. It's like he met this woman.
They should hang out.
That'd be great.
He met this woman. Wasn't she worked at some casino, right, Connell?
I think, that is exactly what, I think that was the story was telling
And he
us.
married her.
That's right away.
Well, it turns out she did not love him.
No.
And did him bad and just got a new truck out of it and all that sort of stuff. And then I'm sitting here trying to do the program, focus on what's going on, thinking about the kids, and I get an email from Randy Bloomer Trailers. And I'm buying a new 4-horse trailer without the living quarters part, just in case I just want to haul a couple nags to the rodeo. No, and he said, well, he's bothering me now. He says, well, I'm going to send you a price thing on this and this new thing and some other stuff. Well, I hope this bastard is considering all the free plugs he's been getting. Although if he does, then I'll have to deal with probably the people at ABC and Fox, so maybe not. God, leave me alone. I get emails from him, and then Kevin said he's yakking at me about stuff, and then Lise Wheel. Well, you would think Lise Wheel, the Blonde on Blonde segment on Wednesday, got one of the highest rating numbers that we've had on this program ever.
Yeah. What's her problem?
Well, she's trying to take credit for it.
Oh, right.
And the poor thing, I mean, she looks like Rodney King after every episode of Blonde on Blonde, but I don't know. Anyway, 23 after the hour. Now, Bernard McGurk has got a briefing coming up, and that will contain what, Bernie?
We have Pat Sajak putting his foot in his mouth with a gay contestant and a lot of late-night laughter coming up.
All right, and then we're going to have Mike Lupica. He's written a number of New York Times #1 bestsellers. He's probably the best sports writer in the country. He likes Delbert McClinton. That's
2 in the morning, too hot to sleep. Tossing and turning and twisting the sheet. I feel an old weakness coming on strong. Window wide open in the back bedroom. Smell of sweet honeysuckle in full bloom. I feel an old weakness coming on strong. Feel like I'm running real low on willpower. Can't get you out of this heart of mine. From the break of dawn till the midnight hour, I keep fighting to let you go. But your love is beyond my control.
Thank you for that important news. So, when you go to the tanning booth, where you were there yesterday,
Yes, sir.
do you take off all your clothes?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, everything except my underwear,
Okay, so
my panties. Thank you for that.
That's your follow-up on the jobless claims figure?
Well, no, but I mean, well, I don't care.
Right.
Well, I mean, I didn't. We don't think I needed all that information.
No, you just asked
me.
her.
Hello.
You know, if you ask me, I will tell you
Yeah. Yes.
the straight dope.
Mike Lupica is coming up. We'll talk to him. Saw his did an on-demand deal with John Oliver on his HBO show. You know, here's the problem. There's nobody better at doing that than Jon Stewart, period. And these pieces on John Oliver are too long. So.
Yes, they do go on for a long time. Plus, there are no commercials. You
Right.
feel like you need to take a breath. It's just like so much coming at you. You know, too much to process in your mind.
They got to figure out a way to pace that better, don't they?
That's a good point.
Yeah,
Still,
I think so. But it has
funny.
potential. It's good. But believe it or not, he really needs commercials. Needs
And
a
I know
break.
Some of you be hating on my boy Jon Stewart, but man, that's a gifted dude there.
Yeah,
So.
that's funny. He's funny.
All right, here now with a Bernie briefing. Somebody else pretty gifted, Bernard Bergerg might be.
Why, thank you, boss. Everybody knows and loves old Bob Newhart. He's still actually touring, does stand-up comedy. He's Jimmy Kimmel's boyhood idol. He was on Kimmel's show last night talking about hanging out with Don Rickles. Take a listen.
So you and Don are very close friends. We know that. You travel together all the time.
What we do is we take 2 weeks. We go vacation with Don, 2 weeks. Then Jenny and I come back home. Then we take a vacation. so we can enjoy ourselves.
And so it went. And also, Kimmel did his unnecessary censorship last night, which seems to be a fan favorite. Take a listen, boss.
It is this week in unnecessary censorship.
Major incident in the World Cup. This player appeared to another player in the second half of this match. I was actually watching this game live, and I'm like, wait, did he just that guy? What is going on here? I have never been more nervous than getting butt
Believe it.
on camera.
How was
the ass to you today? Any different than last year? It felt really good. All right, Mark, don't put your pants, okay?
Just keep him down. That was the biggest thing that I've kind of hurt me and kind of me in the butt the past couple outings.
Look at that. It's sexy. This is Big Dicks with Cambridge, Virginia. I read something that this guy came up to you and said that he used to your butt, and then you ended up giving him a job. Is that true, or is that a rumor? There's been many people who've my butt.
Yeah, that's funny, man. That's funny right there. And Mike Lupica's coming up next, or we
Well,
can.
don't you have? You've been promising.
Yes, Pat Sajak last
Well,
night.
yeah, come on here.
With the gay contestant. Take a listen.
So you're engaged. Some woman has agreed to marry you.
Some gentleman.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wrong again.
But
I had a 50-50
Yeah, I
shot,
know.
TK, and
It's good. It's all right.
and I messed up. Well, you can forgive me for that.
What was the problem there?
He said that some woman has agreed to marry you, and the
Right.
guy said, no, it's a man. And, I mean, you can't tell by looking at a guy that he's gay. So take it easy on Pat Sajak is what I'm saying.
34 after the hour. Here's another one of Loopy's 5 favorite songs.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T, find out what it means to me. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, take F-T-C-T. Suck it to me, suck it to me, suck it to me, Zillary, say. Suck it to me, suck it to me, suck it to me. Woo, yeah. Imus in the morning.
All right, 21 till the hour here on the Imus in the Morning program. Coming up on Monday, Ed Henry, Chief White House correspondent for Fox News. It might be Elvis. 5 new tunes from the I-Man. See if he can make it into the power rotation. And are you going to be somebody's going to be off on Monday. Is that you, Guns? What happened to Guns?
Sounds like he's off now.
He's at the bar already.
Right,
looking for those 2 women.
Right.
Or maybe Dagan's going to be off.
It's Dagan next week.
She's off all week.
That's
I
right.
think I'm going to get Wyatt to fill in for Dagan. If I can get him, if he'll do it.
He knows a lot about business news? Oh, I see. On the Might Be Elvis.
Well, it might be Elvis, Numbnuts.
That's me, Numbnuts.
So, which means we'll have an Axl Rose song, probably. Anyway, Mike Lupica is one of the most prominent sports writers in America. His longevity at the top of his field is based on his experience and insider's knowledge, coupled with a provocative presentation that takes an uncompromising look at the tumultuous world of professional sports. Good morning, Mr. Lupica.
What up, dog?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Say, we just had a commercial for this penile implant. How does that pump work?
Hey, I was listening to Father Morris step into the muck the other day and suggest that you were out there on some sort of Club Med vacation at the ranch,
Yeah.
And you know how the Pope excommunicated the mob?
Yes.
Do you actually have the power to excommunicate Father Morris?
Yes. What he's thinking about. So, anyway, did you watch any of this World Cup?
Oh, I love it. Yeah, I'm watching a lot of it.
You are a liar.
No, I'm not. You ask Zach or the boys or Taylor or Hannah. The other night we were all together watching the U.S.-Portugal game.
Have you ever watched a soccer match other than that?
Yes, the boys all played in high school. Zach was really good.
Well, those are not. I'm talking
You
about.
just asked me. Hey, Sparky, just hold on.
Yeah.
You asked me if I'd ever watched an entire soccer match. Connell, is that what he asked
That's
me?
exactly what he asked you, Mike.
Well,
And
Connell's,
I said, yes, I had. Did I not?
Connell's kids play soccer.
That's right.
So, I mean, I'm not talking about that kind of soccer where your dopey kids kick a ball around. I'm talking about big-time professional soccer.
Be more specific, Cavuto.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, now they play Belgium, and Belgium's undefeated. Are you aware of that?
yes, I am.
Okay, well. So it's pretty much over, isn't it?
And I'm guaranteeing victory.
All right.
Then last night they had the NBA draft.
Yep.
And give me your analysis of that.
I was just happy to see the Knicks actually involved on draft night, which has been like some sort of state holiday at Madison Square Garden for years, and they actually got a good player with the pick they picked up in the trade from the Dallas Mavericks, this kid Cleanthony Early from Wichita State.
Where did he go in the draft?
He went in the second round.
And what position does he play?
He's a forward.
Is he a small forward or a big forward?
I think he'll be a small forward in the NBA, but he was on that Wichita State team that was undefeated for most of the season until they lost to Kentucky.
Yeah.
But I like Jabari Parker the best. I like Wiggins a lot. The kid who went second, Jabari Parker from Duke, I thought was the best player. And a guy that I like, the Celtics got with the 6th pick, Marcus Smart, who I think is going to be a total star in the NBA.
Mr. Parker goes to Milwaukee, and their team sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's the sucky teams get the Parkers.
Hey, where's LeBron going to go, do you think?
I think at the end, I think he's going to end up staying in Miami. But he might only stay for one more year.
You were going to say at the end of the day, weren't you?
I almost did, and then I said, no, don't say that, because all you're doing, Mike, what are you doing? You're opening yourself up to heartbreak. That's what you're doing.
That's exactly right. So
And
you think he's...
I think about things like that, Don, 24/7.
So why would he just stay one more year?
Because then it gives him the option. He gets to do this all over. He sees if they can get good enough to beat the Spurs over the next year. And if he thinks they're going the wrong way, and Wade looks like the poster boy for the AARP, and Bosch is just okay, he's going to see if he thinks that he can continue to compete for a championship. And
Lil Wayne had sex with Bosch's wife. Did you know that?
No, I didn't. And at the end of the day, Don, I hadn't really thought about that and trying to factor if I thought that he could get better.
Don't you think Chris Bosh thinks about that? I mean, Lil Wayne called him out at a concert about he made sexy time with his wife, right, Bernie?
Certainly did. Well, that's what he says. That's what he claims,
sure.
yeah.
Do you think, Don, I guess if I can read between the lines here, do you think that affected Mr. Bosch's play?
I think it would. I mean, it's like Kevin Garnett telling Mello about the Honey Nut Cheerios. Say, your baby tastes like Honey Nut Cheerios.
But he didn't say that.
Yes, he did.
No, he did not.
What did he say?
Well, he didn't say that.
Well, what did he say?
Boy, I think he might have said, you might have talked trash with him, but he didn't talk about his wife.
Did he, Bernard?
That's what all the reports say. He said your wife smells like a Honey Nut Cheerios.
Oh, smells.
He didn't say it.
Okay,
That's
well.
my story, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Where's Mello going to go, as long as we're talking about him?
I think he's going to end up with the Chicago Bulls or the Houston Rockets. And I love the idea that Phil Jackson is telling him that he ought to take less money to stay in New York because, as you know, Don, Phil's always taken less money every chance he got to get paid, hasn't he?
Talking about Mike Lupica here in the Imus in the Morning program, who has a radio program himself on the ESPN radio thing that airs at noon Eastern time. On where are you guys on the dial?
ESPN New York, 98.7 FM. Hey, do I have time to tell you a story about that?
No. Yeah, you do in just a second, but Tom Bigfoot Bowman has guaranteed that Melo's going to the Bulls.
Oh, he has?
No.
Well, if he, I bet you he knew that Derrick Rose is going to be okay coming back from his latest injury. It's a perfect landing spot for him, and it gives him a great chance to win because I think the Heat are vulnerable off of what we just saw in the NBA Finals.
All right, what's your stupid story now?
Guys listened to my show the other day in upstate New York, and he's getting ready to go jogging, and I went off onto a thing about how Riley and Jackson are always telling people to take less money, and they'd arm wrestle you for an extra $20 bill, okay?
Sure.
So I get a little carried away, but he likes what I'm saying, so he cranks up the radio, and there's this old woman on the walking path, and she starts glaring at him because she thinks the yelling voice is his, and she thinks this guy is yelling at her from her car. And he watches her, and he gets into her car. 15 minutes later, a policeman shows up because suspicious activity has been reported at this jogging track. And the cop comes over, and I had the guy on the show the other day, and he said, I've never even gotten a parking ticket, and now I'm trying to talk myself out of getting arrested because you're yelling about Phil Jackson and Pat Riley on the radio. And the cop's going, yeah. And the guy keeps saying, no, it wasn't me. It was Lupica. So, Don, here's the point of this story. Listening to my show can get you arrested.
Wow.
Don't give up your day job, Mike.
You know what? I knew you weren't going to think that story was funny when I started telling it.
That is so stupid. Well, I mean, don't do it. Don't tell a story again either. Honest to God.
You shut up.
And now get off of my phone.
You get off of my phone.
Come on and ruin my program. You ruined yours. Now you're ruining mine. Minutes till the hour here on the Imus in the Morning program. A rough outing for my little friend Mike Lupica, but what is you going to do? And a shout out for Mike Breen.
It's a pretty good appearance.
Who enjoyed the, speaking of shout outs, the Lloyd McNichol shout out. And looking for a Meredith Hollis mention. So.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. That is
names
really
from our past at WNBC.
Esoteric
that
reference.
beats me. Wow.
Man, that predates even Lou Ruffino.
I don't even know who that is.
Well, we're going down memory lane here pretty soon with Steve Summers.
Me here, the I-Man out
And
west.
Roz Frank.
That's right. Benny from Queens is coming up a great version this morning that generated an email from Neil Cavuto.
Wow.
What?
So when Neil weighs in on something. All right, let's do that, baby. So, all right, 5 minutes now until they are. Let's do it.
Imus.